On the line, we've got Sam from Cherry Grind. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, man.
Look, you guys have been around for some time, and I have to confess, I only just discovered you quite recently via a friend of the show, Andy Cichon, who pointed me in your direction. So I was going to just read from your bio, but I thought I'd get one of you guys on the line to give me a rundown on the band and hopefully get a few more fans headed your way. So you formed in, when, 2012, correct?
2011-ish, like
2011.
towards the end.
How did all that come about?
Well, me and Jack and Peter had been in a band before that in school, and that kind of came to an end, and then we all finished school, and, we were just hanging out, and had a bit of a gap year, and we're like, well, God, we might as well get the band back together, because it was going good, and it didn't really stop for any serious reasons. It just stopped. So it began the same way.
Okay. So what kind of stuff did you guys grow up listening to? The influences, you all sound like you're into the same kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, we listened to a lot of Black Sabbath and Deep Purple and things when we were growing up, and the Beatles. We're huge fans of the Beatles these days, and my dad always listened to them, and just all the good stuff. ZZ Top.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm terrible at remembering influences when people ask.
No, look, I'm impressed, and I've always got time for young bands who are influenced by particularly, 70s stuff, which obviously I grew up on, and a lot of us from that generation. But you've picked up some good press recently, but this one, via 100% Rock Magazine, is very high praise and says plenty about the potential of the band, which I just want to read aloud. There are mighty, cliff-high Led Zeppelin-esque riffs, tighter than free rhythms, more hair than you can wave a doobie at, trippy Pink Floyd-like instrumental passages, soloing that is unhurried and is completely assured. Think Scott Gorham or Snowy White. And lyrics that bring to mind every 70s rocker worthy of memory. Thin Lizzy, Nazareth, Bad Company, Led Zepp, Sabbath, Deep Purple, Cherry Grind, trigger memories of them all, yet remain absolutely individual. Wow, that's impressive, huh?
Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about that one.
I'd be pinning that one up. Look, let's talk a little bit about the album, which is called A Room with a View, released in Australia late last year, released quite recently in the UK in June. What's the response been like so far?
Yeah, pretty positive. We're still getting a lot of people, getting onto Facebook and being like, wow, I only just heard of you guys, but this album's great. When are you coming over? It's been good. And
the tunes which made the album, had they mostly been a part of your live set, or did you all sit down and write some stuff specifically for the record?
We've been kicking around a lot of those songs for a long time, and a few of them got pretty seriously revamped before they went on the album. There's only one or two that were kind of new, and that would have been No One Home and maybe Sunlight that we were working on at the time. We didn't finish Sunlight till we were in the studio. That was being worked on. But the rest had all been, we've been playing that live for about a year, I guess. Some of them more, some about 2 years.
So plenty of time to fine tune. And what about Dusty Road, the song which we just played? That's getting a lot of attention on YouTube, I know, and rightly so. How did that one come about?
Yeah, that was just hanging out and being like, let's just write a groovy song and a very bass-driven song. We thought it'd be cool for the bass to have a bit of spotlight, and it's got a good rhythm. People seem to dig it.
Nice. And speaking of bass, the album was produced by the great Bob Daisley. How did you get him on board?
Yeah, that was cool. A friend of ours bought his book and got in contact with him on the net. Bob's very good at answering emails. And, kind of just got talking and said, have a look at this band, Cherry Grind, and Bob liked it. And we said, hey, we happen to be going in to do an album. Would you like to be involved? And he said, yeah. And, we went from there.
Must be amazing to have someone with his wealth of experience on board. I guess, what do you think you took away from working with Bob Daisley?
It was great in just about every way, but I think the biggest impact was he taught us how to be reasonably ruthless with the songs and just go, do we need this bit? Do we need that bit? What if we put that there? And it was a bit scary at the start when we were doing pre-production. I was going, oh my God, the songs have changed so much, but they changed for the better. It was definitely that. I reckon I took the most out of that from.
The album copped a positive review in Classic Rock Magazine in the UK, so hopefully you will pick up a few UK listeners from that. And in a few short weeks, you're playing the Hard Rock Hell Festival in Wales on the 12th of November. You must be excited about that one.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty huge. We're looking forward to that. I think Glenn Hughes is on the same night we are, and Living Colour. Yeah,
wow.
It's going to be great.
Melbourne's Tequila Mockingbird, who I know you've done gigs with, are also on that big lineup in Wales, along with Hail Mary, also from Melbourne. Great to see local talent getting noticed outside of Australia. Personally, I'd be giving, and I checked out the lineup, I'd be giving headliners Ugly Kid Joe and Rat a big miss and making sure I actually caught somebody like Molly Hatchet and Last in Line. Just my opinion, of course.
Yeah.
Now, mate, you've got a few gigs. You've got a few gigs scheduled coming up, which we got to mention. September the 9th, Cherry Grinder on at the Chrysler Bar in Tonsley. I think I've actually been there. I saw an outfit called Repo there many years back now. Is that half a charger still in the wall there?
Yeah, they got that one, and they got the rear end of one behind the bar, I think.
Nice. And September the 16th, Cherry Grind are on at the Royal Family Hotel in Port Elliot. September 17th, Cherry Grind are on at the Jetty Bar in Glenelg. And September the 30th, you guys are on at the Hotel Elliot at Port Elliot again. Mate, thanks for coming on the show. All the best for the remainder of 2016. Cherrygrind.com, that is the place which listeners need to visit. Great to see another amazing Australian band on the rise who do indeed have a lot to offer.
Cheers, man. Good talking to you.